Energy is the ability to cause change, and we can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. And a lot of you, just like me, we're noticing the change. We're noticing the change in frequencies. It's all around us. And there's a lot of disharmonious frequencies right now, right on schedule. And when we sit back and when we go inside, refer to what's inside of us, we can actually notice the change. We could notice the change that's happening right now. We could notice the change from the great solar flash. We could notice the change from our reality, and we could notice the change of the pole shift that's happening now. Grand Rising, everyone. It's good to see you. I got a special one planned for all of you today. And, I went on an adventure this past weekend. Hopefully you guys went on adventures as well. And I'm going to reflect back on this past weekend. I'm going to be putting everything together. We're going to talk about the evidence of changing seasons. We're going to be talking about how the sun feels to you, your consciousness, going inside, becoming aware, talking about everything that's stacked up against you. But if you go inside, you know the truth. Positive and negative poles, right? We're going to learn about positive and negative poles today. Electromagnetic signatures, obelisks. We got it all today. It's a fun-packed episode, right? We got a lot going on today. So if you're just coming on right now, please smash the like button. It helps others find this very important message. It's an important one today. And as I shared over the past 3 years, firsthand experience is the most important. Firsthand experience. Not just seeing something else and downloading a subconscious program. We have to ask the question, who wrote those subconscious programs? Who wrote those subconscious programs? So, it's important that we're able to put this all together. And that's why we're the Rainbow Warriors. We're here for this moment in time. And it's important to realize this so we can flip the grid, right? I was flipping the grid this weekend. Some of you saw some of that, right? We're flipping the grid. We're strategically placed all around the world right now. And we're strategically placed so that we can efficiently flip the grid. And many people have heard of the pole shift, right? But maybe what the subconscious program is, think about what the writers of the narrative are. Maybe the pole shift, some people see gloom and doom when they hear the pole shift, right? But we're here for the power of positivity, and we're going to maybe shine a light on the pole shift today. We're going to shine a light on the great solar flash today, the changes that we're experiencing. If you're experiencing changes, and if you're on the live stream, leave it in the chat. If you're experiencing changes, leave it in the comments if you're writing on the replay or after we get off the live. And everything that you guys do, I'm very grateful for. So if you haven't done so already, before I begin, please smash the like button. The comments help. The subscribing helps. All these things help. So please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Click the bell next to subscribe and select all. This way you get all the updates. You even might get some from the past that you missed out. Some very important messages will magically appear. So today I want to discuss the great solar flash and the pole shift. And we're noticing if we go within, right? So a lot of times I share with you to go within. Don't rely on external sources, right? Because there's a lot of spells being casted. That's why it's called broadcasting. They're broadcasting spells for programming of the subconscious mind. So when you go out, and I spend a lot of time outside, we're at the end of November, right? The final third of November. And, I'm looking at the leaves, right? I'm looking at the foliage, right? That was a big thing this year. I wanted to Look at the foliage. And what I'm seeing right now is at the end of November, it's kind of looking like October, right? The plants are reacting like how it used to back in October. And if this resonates with you, leave it in the comments, share your experience as well. And I shared, back at the end of October, about a month ago, I remember when I was a boy. That's why you have to recall. That's why you have to have the decalcified pineal gland, healthy, not full of heavy metals, the opened third eye. Listen to yourself, not programs. I remember when I was a boy, and my father and I, we would rake up all massive amounts of leaves, and we would put them in these massive bags that look like pumpkins, and you'd fill up these bags and you would put them on your lawn or in front of your house like decorations. And it would look like a pumpkin, but you would, it was recycling, right? The bag was orange, looked like a pumpkin. It was kind of cool. And I remember doing this with my father in October, raking up all the leaves, putting them in these massive bags. And we had a beautiful Halloween decoration to put out there, recycling leaves, right? And right now we're at the end of November, and now we're seeing all the leaves start to fall down, right? The foliage is happening now. It's almost like everything's pushed back a month, maybe even a little bit more than a month, right? We're experiencing the pole shift. And some of you also did that maybe growing up, where you rake the leaves and you put them in this pumpkin bag, right? Big lawn bag, right? And you would have this set up before October 31st. And now we're heading towards the end of November, and it's happening now. So sometimes we have to refer to what's going on outside in the reflection of what we have here and here and here, right? Not what mind control frequencies say. The sun feels stronger, right? Some of you might recall being outside in the fall, and you could, maybe it wasn't as strong, right? I was outside all day long. That's why it's very important to get out in nature. Don't be in the basement all day long, because all you're getting is programming, first-hand experience. Today's important lesson is first-hand experience. So when you go out, when you get into nature, when you are experiencing these things, when you're feeling the sun beam down on you, now it's the fall. And it's pretty deep into the fall. And we're feeling like the sun is stronger than it was in the past. And as I'm going through this, go into your memory, your consciousness, and you yourself, you can realize these things, right? You're seeing the difference. Oh, the leaves, the foliage is acting differently. We're noticing that there is a change. You have to notice a change. Energy causes change. You can never have a change without energy. Anytime there's a change, it's done with energy. So we're seeing a change, right? We're seeing a change. We're feeling the sun acting differently. We're experiencing the great solar flash. This is very similar to going within and how we digest and analyze Mandela effects, right? And we're starting to see that there are different timelines, and we could change the timeline ourselves through free will. That's why it's important to be in the power of positivity and the power of Christ, right? The light of Christ, the light. Nikola Tesla said everything is the light. And we're learning more about our DNA. It's not just junk DNA. We're very in tune with the light, with the sun. And these electromagnetic frequencies play a much bigger role. And we're going to be talking about that when it comes to positive and negative poles, right? We know about positive experiences, negative experiences. Well, the reality itself can be positive or negative. And that's why we want this pole shift. We want everything to flip. Everything can flip in a flash. In a snap, everything can flip. So you are aware, you're conscious of what's going on. And many of you started to have this awakening when you came across Mandela effects, right? And, I remember when I came across Mandela effects and I was aware of them even when I was a child. And I saw a change, even as a boy. And some of you were aware of this, right? Many people talk about this reality, right? Like Elon Musk, some of you know him. He talks about how it's a simulation. Now, can you imagine how powerful you could be like Neo from the Matrix if you can actually manipulate the fabric of the Matrix? The Matrix, everything is a subconscious program, and your power has been hidden from you. And when you're able to take back your power, you're able to start to change your reality, create the reality that you want to experience. So there's many subconscious programs that are pumped out there, right? To fear the warmth, right? You ever hear that? A lot of fear of warmth, right? But we all know how you feel. We all know how you feel. You yourself knows how you feel when you're out in the sun, when you're out in the warmth, not the cold. Not the cold. Look at our plants, right? Look at plants. Vegetation, growth cannot happen in the cold. Think about a tropical area. Beautiful with all this vegetation, fruits and vegetables to heal you, right? That's what we need. So start to go within and go by feeling. I shared with you class sentience in the end days. The solar flash is a beautiful thing. And every perception is reality. So everything is positive and negative. And we're going to get into positive and negative poles. And, since everything has that attraction, positive, right? Goes to positive, right? You feel so positive in the sun, right? You don't feel like lousy when the sun is out, right? You don't want to like pull the blinds down and hide when the sun is out, right? And like I don't know, like hide in the dark like a vampire when the sun is out, right? You want to get out there. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I remember hanging out with my friends when I was a kid, right? This is always passed down generation to generation, right? Your parents say, "Oh, get outside and play," right? Then the video games came out, right? They want to plug in, right? Plug into the virtual reality. Creating a matrix out here, pretending like this reality is so bad that people will, through free will, want to escape the reality and plug in. So we're seeing this change in the sun. And we're experiencing the pole shift. Everything kind of goes together. The pole shift has been spoken about. And, it might be painted a certain way through subconscious programs, but everything can change in a snap. Everything could go from negative to positive. Everything could go from negative to positive. If you're ready for everything to go from negative to positive in a flash, please smash the like button. It helps others get through this very important time in the history of humanity. Many people are feeling negative right now. I'm here to pick you up, kid. I'm here to pick you up. I'm here to pick everyone up. Because everything is mental, right? The Hermetic principles. You might be learning something, right? Principles. Everything is mental, right? Think about just simple things. And when you're in a positive mood, everything seems so wonderful, right? Everything seems so wonderful. And then if you're in a nasty mood, some of these common things, everything's down low, right? An entire system designed to enslave the mind. Remember Morpheus? Light Warriors. Some of you seen The Matrix. A prison that you cannot see, taste, or touch. A prison of the mind. A prison of subconscious programs. A prison that takes away your God-given gifts. Because if you follow the teachings of Dr. Bruce Lipton, the biology of belief, Thank you, Bay Area believer. I appreciate that. It's my honor to do this. Thumbs up. I'll keep going. The biology of belief. When you believe certain things, that's how your biology is going to respond to it, right? If you believe that the sun is no good for you, you're going to hide from it. Oh, it's no good for you, right? The sun gives life to everything on this earth. Why would it be any different to you? Let me know if it's still glitching. How's the live stream if you're live, right? Have we settled in? Sorry if you're watching on the replay, it's live. The electromagnetic frequencies get thrown off, right? Okay. So maybe just refresh it because some people are getting it. Okay. So a lot of frequencies going on, a lot of frequencies, right? So be conscious that you hold the keys inside your open third eye, inside your decalcified pineal gland. You're seeing the changes, you're noticing the changes. And the solar flash is important for us. It's important for the change. We see the pole shift, right? The pole shift. If you're seeing that everything is a subconscious program, have you ever experienced the pole shift before? So maybe refresh it because others, it's working, Terry. Refresh it. Take the time to realize that when we have these subconscious programs, right? We can think about the nocebo effect, right? Some of you heard of the placebo effect, right? Through positive thoughts, a person can heal themselves, right? Like when they do an experiment, a lot of experiments going on out there, right? But they give a sugar pill and the person heals themselves through positive thoughts, through positive thoughts, through positive thoughts. Nocebo effect is the opposite. Negative thoughts could make you sick. Negative thoughts, right? You bring in negative experiences. So think about this as you go on your journey. Everything carries an electromagnetic signature. I shared this 3 years ago. Even the reality itself. And when we think about a pole shift, positive to negative, as it flips, a negative reality can flip in a flash, a solar flash. A negative reality can flip into a positive reality, and then you all will be having a positive experience. If you're ready to have a positive experience, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others find this message. So a lot of people, you hear about the pole shift, you hear about the solar flash, but it's up to you to get out there and have these experiences. And I did this past weekend. Some of you, I shared the video, my trip, my journey. It was a journey because I'd never been there before. I had to figure out how to find this thing. I went to the obelisk in New York City. An Egyptian obelisk was taken from Egypt and planted right in New York City. Some of you seen that. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. It's a phenomenal place and a phenomenal energy. And I was reading the comments, not everything is positive or negative. Some things are just energy. Like the solar flash, for example. Some people might have a negative experience with the solar flash, and some people might have a positive experience with the solar flash. Some people might have a negative experience with the pole shift. Some people might have a positive experience with the pole shift. And that's why we have to do the inner work. And we create a beautiful reality for all of us. And that was the work I did on the grid. Some of you saw the work that I did on the grid. When we look at this ancient stone lasts the test of time, right? And that stone, so many thousands of years old, right? It's the oldest thing in Manhattan, right? It wasn't even originally from there, right? It was taken from ancient Egypt and placed there. We have to ask the question, why? And there was actually a full episode on the History Channel about it. All these special places around the United States, right, that are maybe hidden. Some new adventures. I try to give you some new adventures, Light Warriors. New adventures. If you're ready for some new adventures, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others find this message. And through vibrational synchronization, we will create a shift. We will create a new reality. We have to be together. We have to leave the ego at the door during this time period. And when we get on the same page, and I shared this message a long time ago. Some people don't want to hear it, but it's true. Until we all get on the same page, that's when we see the shift. That's when we see the shift. So it was very interesting navigating Central Park. It's pretty big. If you're interested in this, if you haven't seen the video, check it out. And, do your own research. If you're not from New York, if you're from New York, you should go check it out. It's really cool. But how to navigate Central Park, it's pretty vast, and find this obelisk. And just standing before it and looking at it, knowing how ancient it is, and, looking at the stone. It's one solid piece of stone. Massive, right? And, they say it was put on a ship and it was brought there, but who knows? Think about it. Think about stone. Think about levitation. Some of you asked the question, how was the pyramids built, right? These stones, massive stones. And, through subconscious programs, they say people move them with logs, right? But even with today's technology, they cannot be moved because there's hidden technology that Nikola Tesla developed. If you want to learn more about Nikola Tesla, please smash the like button so that others can learn about Nikola Tesla and learn about this reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that's how we're going to cause this shift. So take the time to go within, go inside the body, right? It's not just some catchy phrase, right? We can't control what's around us, but we can control from within. So when we're focused on our memory, when we have a decalcified pineal gland, when we have an open third eye, when we're disconnected from mind control frequencies. Remember the Hawkins scale of vibrational consciousness. Stay away from fear, guilt, and shame. The states of consciousness associated with the devil. Be aware of this. So anytime you see fear, guilt, and shame, throw it out. If you're struggling with mental health during this time period, and millions are, that's why this channel is very important for all people. Get to the place of acceptance on the vibrational scale of consciousness. Once you reach the state of acceptance, we all want abundance, we all want love, we all want authenticity, but get to the place of acceptance, right? This is an authentic channel with authentic messages. If you're struggling, get to the place of acceptance. Once you get to the place of acceptance, then you start to rise up, and you could quickly get out of the satanic vibrations of fear, guilt, and shame. We get to acceptance, we rise up to love, and then we rise up to the true light, authenticity. It is what it is. Some of you, I always used to say that. My mom used to say, oh, you always say that. It is what it is. I always had something in me since I was born. It is what it is. If you look at the top of the scale, Hawkins scale of vibrational consciousness, it just says is. It's true. It is. And when you have the truth, right? The truth is the most powerful place to be. The truth, the pure truth. And there's so much confusion right now. So many people are confused. And there's only one way right now. There's only one way. And the way is to go within. The way is to go within during this time period. And that's how we start to experience the new earth. That's how we will thrive, not survive, thrive during the pole flip. If you want to thrive during the pole shift, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others improve the quality of their everyday life. It's the name of the channel. It's true. It's the name of the channel. We're here to improve all people. We talk about the Hopi Prophecy, many attempts to hide Native American culture. We're here to share all cultures. And in the Hopi Prophecy, that's what you might be new to the channel. I share about the Hopi Prophecy all the time. It's about different colors, classes, and creeds that come together to improve the world, to create a new earth. Also known as the event by Dolores Cannon. Some of you know about Dolores Cannon. And if you're new to these messages, if this is the first time that you're hearing this, check out Dolores Cannon. Some people in the chat think about drama. It's a reflection of yourself. There is no drama. There is no drama. There is no tomorrow, right? Apollo Creed. There is no tomorrow. There's only the power of now. When I see the solar flash, when I feel the solar flash, when I feel the pole flip, I feel positivity because I have disconnected from satanic mind control frequencies of fear, guilt, and shame. And then you could see through clairsentience that we're headed towards the new earth. Rip out all the energetic cords, the dense cords that have been implanted. Many of you, you might be on the spiritual awakening journey and you hear about energy blockages and dense cords tying you down. The more that we disconnect, the more that we connect to ourselves, and the more that we connect to God, we can see the authentic truth. It's true. And it's okay if you're still starting to break free. There's no right or wrong to this. I was there a long time ago. I was there. Years ago, I would hear the pole shift. I would say, "Oh no, the pole shift. Oh no." But then we have to ask the question, who were the writers of the narrative of the pole shift? Positive to negative, negative to positive. We've been living in a negative reality, and it's time to flip to a positive reality for all people. So take the time to feel this. Take the time to feel it. Can you feel fear? Do you feel it? You have to disconnect. And if this is new to you, I can't express enough, right? I took the time, right? It naturally happens, right? It naturally happens. You start to awaken, your vibrational frequency changes. Friends and family, they leave you. Many of you resonate with this, right? You had friends, they start to fade away, and then you're by yourself. And then you're recalibrating, you're working on your core vibrational frequency. You're out in nature, you're getting in tune, and then all of a sudden, slowly, new people start to come into your life. That's the 3D to 5D timeline split happening now. Sometimes, a subconscious program was given, but start to realize the truth. You have to I can't tell you. The truth cannot be told. It can only be realized, and each person has to realize the authentic truth themselves. I'm not saying that it's easy. Some people are breaking free now. They're waking up now, whatever you want to call it. It's not easy. But there is no right or wrong for when you wake up. Think about the time when I shared, we go on the river, and it doesn't matter where we get on the river. We're all going to go downstream, and we're going to end up in the same place. Some people got an early start. Some of you've been waking up a long time ago, and you're just popping in to say hello. And some people, you've been waking up for the past few years. A lot of people rapidly woke up in 2020. 2020 means clear vision, right? Clear. You see 2020, right? Clear vision. And it will continue to shift. And then, as they said, there will be those that get left behind. And it is what it is. That's why you just have to be the lighthouse during this time period. Be the light, the lighthouse, solar flash, light. Take the time to go on your journey, and you're going to see the change. You're starting over from scratch, right? Pole flip, pole switch. Everything changes in a snap, right? They showed you this in Infinity War, right? So take the time to realize these things. If you're just tuning in now, are you realizing the changes in the seasons? Are you seeing that maybe the leaves, right, that are changing? Depends on where you are. If you're in North America like I am, right? Some of you are chilling by the equator and you have all that beautiful vegetation, right? But think about the foliage, think about those pumpkin bags you were filling up with leaves if you did that as well. I'm sharing from personal experience. That's the only thing that we can do. There's so much confusion out there. And all the leaves that were falling off in October, it's only happening now. It's like a month behind. Something's going on. Makes us go, right? So we don't know what's going on. Collectively, we're actually creating the reality ourselves. We are all broadcasting an electromagnetic frequency into the quantum field. So if you want to broadcast abundance, if you want to broadcast the new earth for all people, that's what you start to broadcast. And that's what we start to experience. So you'll start to realize this, just like how you realize the Mandela effects, right? And you started to see changes in reality. They might mock and shame you, right? They might have a different thing for you, but ask the question, who are the writers? It's just a question. Who are the writers of the subconscious programs? And start to take the time to awaken. You know yourself the truth. Ronnie, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this, and I'll just keep going. You know the truth. The truth is within your sacred heart. That's where you have to rely on. You can't rely on the external. That's why we're all being beaten down right now. All of us. In a different way. So that we can awaken to the truth. We have to see. We have to see the invisible enemy. It's hard to see the invisible enemy because it's invisible. But many of you know this, right? You've read the ancient scripture. You know this. It's not against flesh and blood. The enemy's in a different dimension. It's true. So take the time to realize, what are the distractions? Focus on yourself. Focus from within during this time period. There's many changes going on. You have to realize them yourself. I love you all as well. Realize, out of the shadows into the light of Christ, the solar flash, the pole flip, flipping from negative to positive. Take the time to realize the truth that cannot be told. It can only be realized. And when you start getting in tune with authenticity, you can go for almost 40 minutes straight, right? It's true. The lies have to, they have to lean on something. You have to lean on something, right? But the truth, you could just see it. Use this knowledge to see. Feel the vibration. Dr. Bruce Lipton said, language was designed to hide feelings. It's the energy behind the words. It's the energy behind the words. So we're seeing the changes right now, and light is much more important than we were led to believe. And realize the changes, realize the changing seasons right now. And I'm sharing this again. At any time that you've tuned into this live stream, I need to know. Let me know in the comments. When you were younger, did you sweep up and rake up all the leaves and use this pumpkin bag? And you filled up these bags, these garbage bags that look like pumpkins, and yet use it as decoration for Halloween, right? That's a clear memory of the change. All the leaves that were falling back in October are now coming down at the end of November. Sharon, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. Appreciate all of you. But that's why we have to use real life examples, firsthand experiences. You have to experience it for yourself. You have to experience it for yourself. Maybe they did bend because now they're not falling that much before Halloween. But I remember this as a kid. I remember those pumpkin bags. I remember those leaves. I remember the time with my father. The family has tried to be destroyed, family time, by the Matrix. We don't have to work all day long. I've seen it. I was born at a certain time, and I keep regenerating, and I keep healing myself so I could be alive to do this mission. I'm going to be here a long time, Light Warriors. And I saw the change. I saw all the family time, and then how it got worse and worse, and the fear of the satanic matrix. Get to work. Get back to work. Oh, we got to take this to get back to work. We're not going back to work. It's all an illusion. I shared this story with one of my former coworkers, and she's a little bit older than me too. And she said, yeah, only one parent had to work. And then all these extra taxes and all this other stuff and everything changed so that it had to get everyone to work and rip the family apart. More time, drain the life force energy, for the almighty dollar. It's about your family. Wake up. Did I wake you up? Wake up. The time I spent with my father doing this, I will remember for the rest of my life. All the time I spent with my mother. And then as we were growing up, right, both parents had to work, less and less time together, ripping the children away from their family. Need to find, other people to watch the children instead of their family, right? We're seeing this across the board today. Get back to work. Fear. If you're done with the Matrix, smash the like button. It's true. Something changed to make the reality harder and harder and harder, because they have to keep you in the state of fear the whole time. You cannot grow. You cannot expand when you're in the vibrational states of fear, guilt, and of course, shame. Shame is the lowest state of vibrational consciousness. What's an example of shame? When someone says like, oh, it's your fault that bad thing happened. That's shame. That's associated with Satan. But don't worry. Michael is here. And so will the 144,000. It's true. We're here to bring back the family. We're getting into the holiday season. So start to reflect on the family, because that's the most important aspect of life. That's the most important aspect of life, is the family. Getting the authentic information, not programming. Learning and expanding human consciousness. Consciousness is everything. And you might be new to this. You might be hearing these terms. You might not fully understand them right now, as did I earlier on my journey. But I guarantee you, several months from now, as you keep consuming these world-famous messages, transmissions, your consciousness will expand, and you will start to understand, understand, and overstand the importance of expanding consciousness. So think about all of these things. Put it together. The light is coming back. You heard this term. The light is coming back. You heard this term. The pole flip is coming. All of these things are coming, and they're actually already here. But we are creating the timeline. We are broadcasting an electromagnetic signature into the quantum field. We're here to take over this realm, Cece. We're sealed in the forehead. CC. That's why we're able to do it. And just like Neo, you're gonna be destroying the Matrix, right? Destroying the Matrix. If you haven't seen the Matrix, you should check it out. If you haven't seen They Live, you should check it out. True. So I appreciate all of you. I hope that this message was helpful for all of you. If you haven't connected on Telegram, connect on Telegram. I share more there. Some pictures and things too. 24-hour chat. I'm grateful for everyone that has joined Patreon. I've added some other posts on Patreon, and I'm very grateful for the support right now. We're all starting our lives over right now. Find a way. I'm leaving this as an example. Find a way. Find a way. We'll talk more about the chrism, Jenny. When it flows through the spine, it's very painful. It's very painful. My spine's been a little messed up the past month or two. Everything is going to flow through us. And then you'll change. The reality is changing. We're seeing it in the Schumann resonance. We're seeing the frequency of our world, our realm changing. And we have to change as well because we're living in this realm. So I'm grateful for all of you. If you haven't done so, please smash and obliterate the like button. It helps others find this message. Click subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe and select all. You get all the updates. You might see some old ones pop up on your stream. If you're new to the channel, binge watch. I have over 700 videos. This ain't my first rodeo. I practiced ahead of time so I could be ready for this time period. I'm ready. Got to be ready, right? We're ready for the solar flash. We're ready for the pole flip. And everything is going from negative to positive. And don't worry about what's going on in the world right now. You know why. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of the solar flash, the pole flip, and the new earth being created now. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the fifth dimension. 5D Earth, here we come. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. Gotta hydrate. So I appreciate all of you. Please take the time to leave comments on the changes that you're noticing, especially if you had the experience of filling up a pumpkin bag with leaves. Some people are tuning in and saying, a pumpkin bag with leaves. Before Halloween, did you fill up a bag that looked like a pumpkin full of leaves because all the leaves were down? You had to rake it up with your dad, your mom, whoever, right? We're noticing the change now. We're noticing the change now. So leave comments, share the message, smash the like. I appreciate it. If you missed the beginning, watch the opening. I have a lot of information in this one. I hope that this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste. Love you all. Bye for now.